he hath writ hath disavouched other.
In most uneven and distracted manner. His actions so much like madness, pray heaven, his wisdom be not tainted. And why should we proclaim it in the hour before his entering, that if any crave redress of injustice, they should exhibit their petitions in the street?
But, he shows his reason for that. To have a dispatch of complaints and to deliver us from devices hereafter, we shall then have no power to stand against us.
Well, I beseech you, let it be proclaimed.
I shall, sir. Very well.
Good night. Oh, this deed unshapes me quite. Makes me unpregnant and dull to all proceedings. A deflowered maid, and by an eminent body that enforced the law against it. But that her tender shame will not proclaim against her maiden loss. How might she tongue me? Yet reason dares her no. He should have lived, save that his dangerous youth with riotous sense might in the times to come have ta'en revenge for so receiving a dishonored life with ransom of such shame. But yet he had lived. Alack, when once our grace we have forgot, nothing goes right. We would, and we would not.
Cousin, fairly met. Our old and faithful friend, we are glad to see you.
A happy return be to your royal grace.
Give me your hand, and let the subject see to make them know that outward courtesies would fain proclaim favors that keep within. Come, ESCALUS, you must walk by us on our other hand, and good supporters are you.
Duke, veil your regard upon a wronged. I would fain have said a maid. O worthy prince, dishonor not your eye on any other object before you have heard me in my true complaint and given me justice. Justice! Justice! Justice!
Relate your wrongs. In what? By whom? Be brief. Here is Lord Angelo shall give you justice. Reveal yourself to him.
O worthy Duke, you bid me seek redemption of the devil. Hear me yourself, for that which I must speak must either punish me, not being believed, or wring redress from you.
My lord, her wits, I fear me, are not firm. She hath been a suitor to me for her brother, cut off by course of justice.
By course of justice?
And she will speak most bitterly and strange.
Most strange, but yet most truly will I speak. That Angelo's forsworn, is it not strange? That Angelo's a murderer, is it not strange? That Angelo's an adulterous thief, a hypocrite, a virgin violator, is it not strange? And strange!
Oh, away with her, poor soul! She speaks this in the infirmity of sense.
Oh, Prince, I conjure thee, as thou believest there is another comfort than this world, and thou neglect me not of that opinion that I am touched with madness. Make not impossible that which but seems unlike. 'Tis not impossible, but one, the wickedest caitiff on the ground may seem as shy, as grave, as just, as absolute as Angelo. Even so may Angelo in all his dressings, carracks, titles, forms be an arch villain.
By mine honesty, if she be mad as I believe no other, her madness hath the oddest frame of sense, such a dependency of thing on thing as e'er I heard in madness.
I am the sister of one Claudio, condemned upon the act of fornication to lose his head, condemned by Angelo. I, in probation of a sisterhood was sent to by my brother, one Lucio is then the messenger.
That's I, Aunt, like your grace. I came to her from Claudio and desired her to try her gracious fortune with Lord Angelo for her poor brother's pardon.
You were not bid to speak.
No, my good lord, nor wish to hold my peace.
I wish you now, then.
I warrant your honor.
The warrant's for yourself. Take heed to it. Proceed.
I went to this pernicious caitiff deputy.
That's somewhat madly spoken.
Pardon it, my lord, the phrase is to the matter.
Mend it again, the matter. Proceed.
In brief, to set the needless process by, how I persuaded, how I prayed and kneeled, how he refelled me and how I replied. He would not, but by gift of my chaste body to his concupiscible intemperate lust release my brother. And after much debatement, mine sisterly remorse confutes mine honor, and I did yield to him. The next morn betimes his purpose surfeiting, he sends a warrant for my poor brother's head.
This is most likely.
Oh, that it were as like as it is true.
By heaven, fond wretch, thou knowest not what thou speakst. Or else thou art suborned against his honor in hateful practice. His integrity stands without blemish. Someone hath set you on. Confess the truth, and say by whose advice thou camest here to complain.
And is this all? O blessed ministers above, keep me in patience, and in ripened time unfold the evil that is here wrapped up in countenance. Heaven shield your grace from woe, as I, thus wronged, hence unbelieved go.
I know you'd fain be gone, an officer to prison with her. Shall we thus permit a blasting and a scandalous breath to fall on him so near us? This needs must be a practice. Who knew of your intent in coming hither?
One I would were here, Friar Lodowick.
A ghostly father, belike. Who knows that Lodowick?
My lord, I know him. A meddling friar. I do not like the man. Had he been lay, my lord, for certain words he spake against your grace in your retirement, I had swinged him soundly.
Words against me? Let this friar be found.
But yesternight, my lord, she and that friar, I saw them at the prison. A saucy friar, a very scurvy fellow.
Oh, blessed be your royal grace. I have stood by and heard your royal ear abused.
Know you that Friar Lodowick that she speaks of?
I know him for a man divine and holy, not a scurvy nor a temporary meddler as reported by this gentleman. And on my trust, a man who never yet did as he vouches misreport your grace.
My lord, most villainously believe it.
He may in time come to clear himself. At present he is sick, my lord, of a strange fever. This woman, to justify this most worthy nobleman so vulgarly and personally accused, her shall you hear accused in her own eyes until she herself confess it.
Let's hear it! Do you not smile at this, Lord Angelo? Oh, heaven, the vanity of wretched fools. Give us some seats. Come, Cousin Angelo, in this I'll be impartial. Be you judge of your own cause. Is this the witness? First let her show her face and after speak.
Pardon, my lord. I will not show my face until my husband bid me.
What are you, married?
No, my lord.
Are you a maid?
No, my lord.
A widow, then?
Neither, my lord.
Why, you are nothing, then, neither maid, widow, nor wife.
My lord, she may be a punk, for many of them are neither maid, widow, nor wife.
Silence that fellow! I would he had some cause to prattle for himself.
My lord.
My lord.
I do confess. I never was married, and I confess besides I am no maid. I have known my husband, yet my husband knows not that ever he knew me.
You say your husband?
Well, just my lord. And that is Angelo, who thinks he knows he never knew my body, but knows, he thinks, that he knows Isabel's.
This is a strange abuse. Let's see thy face.
My husband bids me. Now I will unmask. This is the face, thou cruel Angelo, that once thou sworst was worth the looking on. This is the hand, which with a vowed contract was fast belocked in thine. This is the body that took away the match from Isabel and did supply thee at thy garden house in her imagined person.
Know you this woman?
Carnally, she says.
There are no more!
Enough, my lord.
My lord, I must confess, I know this woman. And 5 years since there was some speech of marriage betwixt myself and her, which was cut off. Partially, for that her promised proportions came short of composition, but in chief, for that her reputation was disvalued in levity. Since which time of 5 years, my lord, I never spake with her, saw her, nor heard from her upon my faith and honor.
Noble prince, I am affianced this man's wife as strongly as words could make up vows. And my good lord, but Tuesday night, last gone, in his garden house he knew me as a wife. As this is true, let me in safety raise me from my knees, or else forever be confixed here a marble monument.
I did but smile till now. Now, good my lord, give me the scope of justice. My patience here is touched. I do perceive these poor informal women are no more but instruments of some mightier member that sets them on. Let me have way, my lord, to find this practice out.
I with my heart and punish them to your height of pleasure, thou pernicious woman. Come, Lord ESCALUS, sit with my cousin, lend him your kind pains to find out this abuse whence 'tis derived. There is a friar that set them on, let him be sent for.
Would that he were here, my lord, for he indeed has set the women on to this complaint.
And you, my noble and well-warranted cousin, whom it concerns to hear this matter forth, do with your injuries as seems you best in any chastisement. I, for a while, will leave you, but stir not you till you have well determined upon these slanderers.
My lord, we'll do it thoroughly. Call that same Isabella here once again. I would speak with her. Pray me, my lord, give me leave to question. You shall see how I'll handle her.
Not better than he by her own report.
Say you?
Marry, sir, I think if you handled her privately, she would sooner confess. Perhaps publicly she'll be ashamed.
I will go to darkly work with her.
That's the way, for women are light at midnight.
Come, sir. Did you set these women on to slander Lord Angelo? They have confessed you did.
'Tis false.
How? Know you where you are?
Where is the Duke? 'Tis he should hear me speak.
This is the rascal! This is he I spoke of!
Oh, thou unreverend and unhallowed friar! Is it not enough that you have suborned these women to accuse this worthy man, to call him villain, and then to glance from him to the Duke himself, to tax him with injustice? Take him, hands, to the rack with him. Oh, unjust.
Be not so hot. The Duke dare no more stretch this finger of mine than he dare rack his own. My business in the state made me a looker-on here in Vienna, where I've seen corruption boil and bubble till it o'errun the stew.
Slander to the state! Away with him to prison!
What can you vouch against him, Signor Lucio? Is this the man that you did tell us of?
'Tis he, my lord! Do you know me? And do you remember what you said of the Duke?
Most notedly, sir.
Do you so, sir? And was the Duke a fleshmonger, a fool, and a coward, as you then reported him to be?
You indeed spoke so of him, and much more, much worse.
Did I not pluck thee by the nose for thy speeches?
I protest I love the Duke as I love myself.
Hark how the villain would close now after his treasonable abuses!
Such a fellow is not to be talked with all. Where is the provost? Away with him to prison. Let him speak no more.
Oh, help him, Lucio!
Come, sir! Come, sir! Come, sir! You must be hooded, must you? Will it not? Off!
Thou art the first knave that e'er madest a duke. First provost, let me bail these gentle two. Sneak not away, sir, for the friar and you must have a word anon. Lay hold on him.
This may prove worse than hanging.
What you have spoke, I pardon. Sit you down, we'll borrow place of him. Sir, by your leave, hast thou or word, or wit, or impudence that yet can do the office? If thou hast, rely upon it till my tale be heard, and hold no longer out.
Oh, my dread lord, I should be guiltier than my guiltiness to think that I can be undiscernible when I perceive your grace like power divine hath looked upon my passes. Then, good prince, no longer sessional upon my shame, but let my trial be mine own confession. Immediate death and sequent sentence is all the grace I beg.
Come hither, Mariana. Say, wast thou e'er contracted to this woman?
I was, my lord.
Go take her hence and marry her instantly.
My lord, I am more amazed at his dishonor than at the strangeness of it.
Come hither, Isabel. Your friar is now your prince. As I was then advertising and holy to your business, not changing heart with habit, I am still attorneyed at your service.
Oh, give me pardon that I, your vassal, have employed and paid your unknown sovereignty.
You are pardoned, Isabel. And now, dear maid, be you as free to us. Your brother's death, I know, sits at your heart, and you may marvel why I obscured myself, laboring to save his life, and would not rather make rash remonstrance of my hidden power than let him so be lost. But peace be with him. Make it your comfort. So happy is your brother. For this new married man approaching here, whose salt imagination yet hath wronged your well-defended honor, you must pardon for Mariana's sake. But, as he adjudged your brother, the very mercy of the law cries out most audible, even from his proper tongue, and Angelo for Claudio, death for death. Haste still pays haste, and leisure answers leisure. Like doth quit like, and measure still for measure. Then, Angelo, thy fault thus manifested, which though thou wouldst deny, denies thee vantage. We do condemn thee to the very block where Claudio stooped to death, and with like haste, away with him!
Oh, my most gracious lord! I hope you will not mock me with a husband.
It is your husband mocked you with a husband for his possessions, although by confiscation they are ours. We do in state and widow you withal to buy you a better husband.
My good lord, I crave no other nor no better man.
You do but lose your labor. Away with him to death.
Isabel! Sweet Isabel! Do yet but kneel by me! Hold up your hands! Say nothing, I'll speak all! Isabel! Will you not lend
Claudio's death.
Look! If it please you, on this man condemned as if my brother lived. I partly think in sincerity governed his deeds till he did look on me. Since it is so, let him not die. My brother had but justice in that he did the thing for which he died. For Angelo, his act did not o'ertake his bad intent and must be buried as an intent that perished by the way. Thoughts are no subjects, intents but merely thoughts.
Provost, how came it Claudio was beheaded at an unusual hour?
It was commanded so.
Had you a special warrant for the deed?
No, my lord, it was by private message.
For which I do discharge you of your office. Give up your keys.
I thought it was a fault, but knew it not. Yet did repent me after more advice, for testimony whereof, one that by private order should have died, I have reserved alive.
What's he?
His name is Barnadine.
I would thou hadst done so by Claudio. Quick, fetch him hither. Let me look upon him.
This is another prisoner that I saved, who should have died when Claudio lost his head. As like almost to Claudio as himself.
If he be like your brother, for his sake is he pardoned. And for your lovely sake, give me your hand and say it will be mine. He is my brother too. But better time for that. By this Lord Angelo perceives he is safe. Methinks I see a quickening in his eye. Well, Angelo, your evil quits you well. I find an apt remission in myself. And yet, here's one in place I cannot pardon. You, sirrah, who knew me for a fool, a coward, one all of luxury, an ass, a madman, wherein have I so deserved of you that you extol me thus?
Faith, my lord. I did it but according to the trick. If you will hang me for it, you may, but I would rather it would please you I might be whipped.
Whipped first, sir, and hanged after. Proclaim it, provost, round about the city. If any woman wronged by this lewd fellow, as I have heard him swear, himself there's one whom he begot with child, let her appear, and he shall marry her. The nuptial finished, let him be whipped and hanged.
Marrying a punk, my lord, is pressing to death, whipping, and hanging.
Slandering a prince deserves it. She, Claudio, that you wronged, look you restore. Joy to you, Mariana. Love her, Angelo. I have confessed her, and I know her virtue. Thanks, good friend ESCALUS, for thy much goodness. Thanks, Provost, for thy care and secrecy. Dear Isabel, I have a motion, much imports your good, whereto, if you'll a willing ear incline, what's mine is yours, and what is yours is mine.